And in 5, 4, 3, 2, I know we'll see.
Wonderful.
That's an intro.
Ding, ding.
Ladies and gentlemen, jazz hands, welcome back to the 4th installment of the Ramble on the Mountain video podcast. I am one of your 4 co-hosts, Ben Brown. Today we have Casey.
He's alive.
Welcome back.
We'll get there in a second. We have Ryan Minnigh, and we have Garrett Shoemaker. Special announcement today is Casey's birthday.
Yay!
Happy birthday, Dill.
Another year closer to death. Let's go.
Congrats.
Amen. I'll drink to that.
Tell the audience, how old are you?
23.
Liar, you don't look a day over 13.
What are you, 5?
Jenkins texted me this morning, and he said...
Shout out Jenkins.
Shout out Jenkins. He texted me this morning and said, "Happy birthday, man. This is your Michael Jordan year, so it's going to be a good one."
Garrett, give us a shout out noise.
That's really going to be a bad one.
I don't think we can use that.
Probably do another one.
Probably an abrupt noise.
How about Dill gives one since it's his birthday?
All right, Dill.
Oh, what was that noise I made the other day?
That'll work.
What?
I know what he's talking about at the
When
bar.
we were
He
at
was
the
like,
Honey the other day. I just kept going,
all right, I'll use
All right, I
that.
like it.
All right.
Whoa.
All that craziness aside, today your 4th episode of the Ramble on the Mountain podcast is brought to you by our same 3 sponsors as last week. We have NuSkin products from distributor Shelly Minnigh, BBlue Design, and Smiley's Woodworking. Thank you once again to all of our sponsors. Obviously, we own 2 of them, but the other one, we appreciate your support. We might have a new sponsor next week, so stay tuned. We actually might have 2 new sponsors. I didn't tell you guys about the other one. But stay tuned.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. So, starting off, I'll just list out our general agenda for the day. We're going to start off with some things that we...
Colonel Mustard?
Some in the news segments.
in the news.
Well, actually, we're going to have Colonel Mustard, yeah. Then in the news. Followed up by either a submitted question or possibly a new segment. We have another top 10 list, which I think these 3 are going to really enjoy.
Yeah.
And then we'll close out with possibly another Ask Reddit question if we have some time. So starting off with some Colonel Mustard. Dill, since it's your birthday, why don't you go ahead and give us your Colonel Mustard in a few sentences.
Wait, what?
Jesus Christ.
Wait. You've been off for 1 week and you forgot how to do this already?
Wah, wah.
Come on.
Yes. Sorry. I'm good now.
Okay. So,
yeah, nothing's really happened this week. It's a new month, Super Bowl Sunday. Other than that, I'm just looking forward to selling some cars this month, hopefully.
yeah.
Yeah.
Get this bread.
Hit your quota.
Secure the bag.
Obtain that grain, Dill. Obtain that grain.
All right, Minnigh, how about you?
Pretty basic week. Nothing crazy, kind of like last week. I actually want to give 2 shout-outs, though, for my just kind of catch-up portion here. First off, I want to give a shout-out to another podcast, the Rambling Men Sports Podcast. That's a buddy of mine out here in Morgantown, and his friend. Unfortunately, I didn't look up his name. I'm sorry. But my buddy, his name's... I'm a jerk. But my buddy's name is Shane. So Shane is one of the hosts for that show, and they've been supporting us. I've talked to him about different stuff for podcasts. So thank you, Shane. And also to Alex Jarvis, another friend of mine out here, who said that during our portion he wanted us to talk about my favorite former coworker. So I just have to give him a shout out because I no longer work with him, but Alex is a good guy. So shout out Alex. Shout out Shane.
Alex.
Yeah, shout out Alex for liking just about every single post we have on all social media platforms.
I was wondering who that was, but
he's a good guy. Alex
clears
is
up
a
some
good
stuff.
guy.
Cool. All right, Gert.
Not really anything new, honestly. Just kind of settling into my internship again. And I like your Tic Tacs, by the way.
Thanks.
Had a couple
I
snow
thought
days,
they
which
were
sucks.
nerds.
So now, instead of being in school in January, I'll have to go further into May and maybe past my graduation date. So
That sucks.
yeah,
Ugh.
not real happy about that one. So,
Woof.
Ben, what you got?
Nothing really. I've been sick, like most of this week.
Shout out Kate.
Shout out Kate, yeah, for giving me a cold. No, but it's been okay. I'm trying to think of what happened like during the actual week. I edited the episode for episode 3. Other than that, nothing really crazy. Played with Chico, which is over here this time, actually awake. So you guys might get the chance to hear my dog. And if I feel happy enough, I might come get him on the screen. You know what?
Let's do it. Go get him.
Hold on.
Bring out the pooch.
I hope he doesn't
I mean, if you really want to see
go
it,
on the carpet. Whoa. I'll settle for Chico on this one.
Say hi.
Oh,
Oh, cheeky.
Say hi. Look.
new vest.
Look.
Look at the boy.
This is Chico, everybody. I can't hear what you guys are saying, but
He does not
This
want
is
to look at us
interesting
at all.
He's like, Dad
No.
Dad is holding me. I don't care about these 3 clowns.
Now he's gonna start barking.
probably.
he probably will. But that's my dog. So now you can finally see him. Moving on from,
Okay,
I'm glad to hear.
then.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear nothing, no bad news. No bad news is always good news. I know
pretty
Gary
boring
yours
week.
isn't quite happy, but at least it's not like
I'm still graduating.
detrimental. Yeah,
Amen, brother.
just to change the schedule.
All that matters.
Amen,
Exactly.
brother.
All right, well, moving on. We're going to start off with, well, not start off, we're going to follow up with some general pieces that we've seen in the news. I know I've reached out to all of you guys with a couple. I have 2 things that I'd like to talk about. If you guys have anything else you'd like to add into it, you can. Otherwise, we can just cover these. The first one for our fellow WVU alumni and current students out there in the world. Something that's been happening this week and this winter in general is we've gotten plenty of snow. And if any of you follow any kind of West Virginia social media accounts or college accounts, you've likely seen the Spruce Street riot.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I can say from when we were in college there, I feel like there were a couple things that came out as riots. I don't know if you guys have seen any of the video footage or anything, but I just wanted to sort of hear what your opinion was on the situation. Now I'll give mine too, but if anybody else wants to talk about it.
Well, I'll start off. I'm still a college student. I don't think anything from the video, the students were doing anything wrong. I mean, yeah, they were congregated in a huge number, but I mean, I don't think they were a threat to anybody. The only thing that I don't like that they did, if you look at the street, even though there's trash everywhere, bottles, cans.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I didn't like, but I still don't think that's like means for opening fire with non-lethal projectiles.
So to clarify, I should probably explain what actually happened other than just like the Spruce Street riot. Essentially, there was like 3 snow days this past week, Minnigh, is that correct?
So it started on Wednesday, like evening. We got out at 1 o'clock from work, class, everything, and we haven't had class since. So Thursday and Friday we've been off. So like 2.5 days.
Snow.
So
Yes.
there's been snow days and snow to follow. So anytime that happens, kids are gonna get together. You know, college students are gonna be college students. I know we did it a couple times when we had snow. We went sled riding behind our apartments. Some good times.
Hey.
But this one was on the famous, isn't it like is it Frat Row there? Is that also Spruce Street? Or is it the same thing?
So it's basically, it's the top half of Spruce Street where the fraternity and sorority houses are,
Yeah.
is where they were.
Yeah, so all these students got together and they were sled riding down the road, drinking, having a party. Can you hear a squeaker?
Just a little.
Little
Okay.
bit, it's fine.
Okay.
I only heard it one squeak.
But they got together and it got pretty huge. So eventually there was it a plow truck or a salt truck was trying to
Both.
get
Same
up
thing.
the hill to come down and clear some of it, and the students wouldn't move out of the way. And there's video footage of the cops trying to escort this truck up the hill. And when the students are yelling at them and flipping them off, they eventually start throwing beer bottles and crap at them. And the cops opened up with paint guns, just sort of opened fire into the street to try to disperse the students. And then they also used tear gas. So it was like, you can look at the pictures and it's like, oh my gosh, this looks like a post-apocalyptic crazy situation. But really, it wasn't that insane. But I agree with Garrett. I don't think just the sight alone of seeing a cop, even though it's non-lethal, just opening fire into a crowd is pretty disturbing.
Well, see, and I also saw something, like, somebody pointed out, like, I agree with you guys, but at the same time, like, I saw where they weren't actually shooting at the students. Like, you can see where they're shooting, like, towards the top of the house, and, like, you can see the snow falling down. I mean, I don't know. Kids probably got hit, but I don't know if it was, if they were entirely trying to aim at the students, or if some of them were and some of them weren't. But
Yeah.
see, and then at the same time, I didn't even know about the tear gas too.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
They just threw some canisters.
yeah.
Mike, what's your opinion since you're right there live on the scene practically?
So I guess I haven't said it in the first 4 episodes just because it never really came up. But for those that don't know, I'm a tour leader. So I work for the Visitor Center at WVU. So I see this completely different. So this is going to make our job fun over the next, however long, because we have to deal with it. But I'm actually kind of I hate to sound like a broken record, but I'm in agreement with all you guys. The thing is it's what they're doing is not inherently wrong, but when it's disrupting something like a plow truck or something from doing their job, then I see the need for intervening.
Yeah.
They weren't hurting anyone by snowboarding or sled riding. They weren't doing anything terrible. But when they get disorderly to a point, Garrett, you mentioned it, where the beer bottles and everything are just everywhere.
Yeah.
That's disruptive. The plow truck needs to be able to get through. I believe that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's no reason that the police should have to open fire on that.
Right,
the students,
right, yeah.
there's a level of respect that's not there somewhere with the students not respecting what has been said to them, and then the police having to do what they did, whether you see it as right or wrong. I don't care how you feel about that part, but all I know is it's going to make our job fun for the next 2 weeks to 2 months.
Trying to explain that to new incomers.
Well, and Ben, when we were there, I'm sure you guys all remember this too. We had the Baylor riots after we beat Baylor in 2014, which I'm going to be honest, I think that one's a little bit worse because they were actually pushing dumpsters that were on fire down a street.
Yeah.
Trying to tear down light posts and
so
that one was a little more warranted, I guess, though, to an extent.
I think this one, both parties have their hiccups.
Yeah.
I mean, when you see
Agreed.
pictures of the students,
100%.
there's this one iconic image of the cops next to the truck, and you see this guy with a dog in the middle of the street just flipping off the cops. It's like, come on,
I thought it was a pretty cool picture. Honestly.
It's a cool picture, but whether you agree that they're mall cops or university cops,
bad, yeah.
they're authority for a reason, and you
I
should
think they
listen
were
to them because they're
Morgantown.
trying to help.
I think they were Morgantown City, if I'm not mistaken.
I know
It doesn't
kids
matter.
they see it as they're trying to break up the party, but in reality, they're just trying to keep them safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the police
They could have just let that plow truck go.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. That's really all that needed to happen was that plow truck get through, and it would have been fine.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it just boils down to fraternity people are. So.
Not all. Not all.
Not all. I will say not all.
Some of my best friends out here are fraternities and
Yeah.
sororities. So there are some, but there are people that are not in that are.
You throw in
Some are,
alcohol and cabin fever and the excitement of we don't have to go to class
school.
and snow. It's just a dangerous
Bad
mix.
combo.
Yeah.
And
I
it
was
just It just so happened to be on the street where the fraternities and
Yeah,
sororities
it could happen
are.
anywhere. I know.
I mean,
Exactly.
whenever it happened for Baylor, it happened down on Grant Street, and there's not really a fraternity or sorority close to there. That's close to 2 residence halls. So, I mean, it just depends.
Okay. Yeah, and we even know 2 people. I don't know if, Garrett, if you know who I'm talking about, but I know there was 2 people we know that were there.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
so, I mean, it technically wasn't just frat people. I mean, there was probably kids from all over Morgantown that were there.
I know. I was just being a jack. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, fraternities of West Virginia.
You're the worst, Garrett.
I know.
Now we're going to get a lot of dislikes on this video because of you. See how that works?
I love your cup, by the way.
Absolutely.
Dominant.
All right, then the other thing I had listed in this one, I don't know. We've sort of talked about this before. I know I'm probably the biggest gamer-wise of our group. I probably play the most, and I'm sure people watching, if you have any kind of social media or are tied to video games at all, there was a big event in the massive, multiplayer phenomenon that is Fortnite. Still going strong after however long it's been out, but they're famous for doing these crossover events, and this one was pretty cool, and I kind of wish I was still playing because I'm a big fan of the artist Marshmello, and Fortnite had a crossover event with Marshmello where, and it wasn't live or anything, but it was a live event where at 2 o'clock on Saturday there was a stage built in one of the neighborhoods on the map, and it was literally a virtual concert there for anyone that was in the game to go stand and watch and just listen to with the other players. And that's really cool in its own right. But as I was sitting there watching it, I don't know, have any of you guys ever read the book Ready Player One or seen the movie?
No.
Okay, well the
I know of it.
Yeah, the premises of Ready Player One is that it's in this future world where people wear VR headsets and they live most of their lives. They work through VR. They go to school through VR. Everything is done through that. And just watching this play out, it reminded me of that because it's this is quite literally, where entertainment. If entertainment was the first thing to do it, this is an actual example of that happening. If you didn't want to go to a concert, but you have this game, you can just log in and go to this concert for free without even leaving your couch. It was just this, it was really cool, but it was this weird kind of whoa, this could be the beginning of something like that happening. Sure. And I was trying to think of some other examples to talk about. You see, because I know all of you guys are sports fans, have you seen the VR courtside seats that people can put on, where they put on the headset and they can sit and watch the games as if they're in the middle
with I think it might be Jonah Hill, but it's for an NBA game.
Yeah. So I could see that's happening. That could happen for a lot of other sports.
Okay, for a moment though, throwback to ESPN NFL 2K5. Did any of you guys ever play that game?
I did.
Terrell Owens on the front. So there was or maybe it wasn't that one, the one before, doesn't matter. There was a first-person mode in that game where you could play as the quarterback or the running back, whoever had the ball or whoever you chose to be.
Just seeing this.
You just saw through their lens of what they had.
I'm surprised they don't have that with the games now.
And that's what's weird, kind of like what you're talking about, Ben. We're just coming around to this when we've had this technology for, and it's not the same, obviously, but
yeah.
To have it, ESPN 2K5 was revolutionary, but
yeah,
to kind of just get back into it, it's different. I'm not a gamer at all, but I think it's really cool.
Man, that would be awesome.
That they're able to do that.
I mean, there's so many things. There's that. There's the virtual journeys you can take with VR. I think VR is a very immature technology, but it's starting to get there. And I think as it does, we're going to see some really cool stuff in the near future that ties almost directly to that book. And it's kind of creepy.
Nissan even has virtual reality now. So,
hey, don't be plugging your work on her. All right. Well, that's all I wanted to say about that. I don't know if you guys have anything else you wanted to say about it, or else we can just move on.
Really. I think the last thing I would say though is, again, I'm not a big gamer, but I'm not sure if I would personally like that, just all over. I'm much more of a go-to and experience kind of guy, and I know you guys like to as well. So it's good.
Yeah,
it's good
That
overall.
would be cool as if you had like that, especially whenever you do like a franchise, like create your player. That's what I've been doing on Madden lately, and that'd be awesome to have like the first person view. And then even if you could have the virtual reality headset like hooked up with your Xbox or whatever, that'd be awesome.
That's what's next.
Yeah.
We're getting there. All right, so with that, we're going to pull into our first ad. Mr. Minnigh, if you want to go ahead and give us our NuSkin ad.
I would love to. My famous NuSkin ad, the NuSkin products, has been mentioned, distributor Shelly Minnigh. The signature product, the AP Whitening Toothpaste, is the best on the market. I've hounded you guys for 2 weeks. You guys know that. You know the whitening strips are not cost effective. These tubes are only $20 each, and it's just fits into your daily routine. You brush just like normal, brush your teeth 2 times, 3 times a day, and it's safe for all ages. It whitens and brightens surface stains and helps with sensitivity issues as well, and it's a must-have. I have that smile.
Wow.
So you guys,
Gorgeous.
I know. What's that, like a shing type noise or whatever on it? It'd be beautiful. Ben can do that. But also, this will air right before Valentine's Day, so time's running out for all my guys and girls out there. For our special, you got to get not only the toothpaste, but get the mud mask, get the Lumi Spa facial, and the body butter as well, all available through Shelly as well. And like I said, you're running out of time. There's only a couple days left, so any customers who purchase and mention Ramble on the Mountain receive 15% off a one-time order from Shelly, and that will expire on the 13th. So get those orders in and whiten your smile.
Yay!
Bam.
Beautiful. Good job, Minnigh. No, seriously, thank you, Shelly. We appreciate it, even though, like I said, it's not like a paid sponsorship or anything. It's really cool that she's willing to do something like that for us. So
Thanks, Mom.
moving on, and I will leave this to my friends here in the group. I know I sent you guys a sort of pseudo outline. I don't know if you guys would like to tackle today another fan-submitted question, which I have one picked out.
Okay.
Or we have a new segment using the app either.io. I think it kind of stems from, have you ever seen like the red and the blue pill meme from, I think
Yeah.
that's kind of what it is.
Matrix.
It's,
Yeah, there's a
It's a
whole
similar
Twitter of them,
thing.
too.
Yeah.
yeah. But the cool thing about the app, though, is that if we do it, I'll take a screenshot and whatnot, but it also gives you the feedback of what everybody else has answered to see how we kind of stack up compared to the rest of the world. I figured we could do like 2 or 3 of those, and
Yeah, I
Let's
think
do
that sounds
all
good.
three.
Let's
just
do that one.
discuss them. Okay.
Let's do that one today.
New segment. Yeah! Let me get that app put up real quick.
Pull up, Dan.
We'll get some questions
Yeah,
going
so
in the
you can
next
kind of
couple.
see it. I'll show you. I know I'll put the screenshots, but there's like this is what it looks like. There's just a blue and a
Oh, wow.
there's a blue and a red choice. So I'll go through them and read them out. If you guys say yes or no, if you want to do them. If not, we'll just skip and go to the next one. So the first one, I'm kind of indifferent, but it says, "Would you rather be Gonzo or be the Cookie Monster?" I know.
B. B.
I wasn't real big on that show, so my opinion's kind of irrelevant. But
I mean, I don't know who the first guy is, so I'm just going with Cookie Monster.
Gonzo's the
He
little
likes
blue guy.
cookies.
Gonzo's the little blue
No
guy.
say?
I think so.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
It
Let's
doesn't
move on.
matter though.
That's
It's
a
B.
pass for me, dog.
Let's do
Cookie
another one.
Monster.
Would you rather be a ghost or be a demon?
A ghost.
I wonder what Minnick's gonna say.
I think that's Ghost all the way.
I don't know, man. A ghost would be cool, but I feel like it'd be kind of cool to be a demon because then you could still like physically mess with people.
I mean,
Ghosts
Ghost
can
you
do.
can
Creepy.
too.
Now,
But it doesn't have-
Are poltergeists in the category of demons or ghosts?
I feel like a poltergeist
Throw-
is a ghost.
Throwback
Okay,
to
then
1980.
I'm taking ghost because you can hit people as a poltergeist.
All right, well, Garrett, how about you? You didn't.
I said ghost 5
You
minutes
did?
ago, man.
Sorry, I'm out of it. All right, well, so you guys said ghost. 65% of the other voters said ghost. 35% said demon. So you're in with the majority. Ooh.
Wow.
Would
I
you
was for a
rather
while.
own a lightsaber or know the ways of the Force?
Ooh.
Hands down, the Force.
Yeah. This is just like 2 weeks ago whenever we were talking about telekinesis.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Force.
Yeah.
Lightsaber would be cool, but Force is
I'm
better.
gonna go with the lightsaber just because I don't know. I think it'd be cool to go out to the field and just take some BP with a lightsaber. I don't know. Maybe carve
Just
your
cut the
turkey.
ball in half.
Yeah,
I was gonna
Split-
say, you can carve a
split
loaf of
some
bread, you
dingers.
can get toast immediately.
yeah.
It's
So
Split some dingers while you're out there.
Delicate weapon. Yeah, I'm gonna have to say Force on this one too. So, sorry, Garrett.
it's okay. I just wanted to be different.
76% of the people said the Force, so
Wow.
we're
Weirdo.
pretty basic. Yeah. Oh, here we go. If you could choose an age to stay forever, would you rather be 21 or 10?
Oh, man. You have to stay, like, you don't age after?
Well, that's what forever means, but you know.
21
Yeah, definitely 21.
for sure.
Now,
Yeah.
if you could do a reset, I'd pick 10.
Like
Then you could relive your childhood.
21, you're still young enough. You can act like a 10-year-old if you really want. But
True.
Yeah, I mean,
If
look
you're
at
getting-
us.
if you're getting
Have a
smashed as a
job and-
10-year-old,
Yeah, think of all the
kinda
little
frowned
things.
upon, so
All the little things you're missing out if you're 10. Like, you can't drive
yeah.
legally. So,
Yeah,
like,
but you don't have
can't
any
go anywhere.
responsibilities. I think that's kind of the
Yeah, but
draw.
that's
is, like-
forever. That's forever. You would
Yeah.
never get to drive. You would never get to drink. It's
21.
about-
Do you physically grow? Could you
Ew.
imagine?
Garrett, the
what's that
the
movie
two
with?
the two perks of being 21 are that you can drive and drink, but not at the same
not
time.
together.
All right, I think the unanimous answer for us is 21. Yeah, 81% of the people said 21. So
All the other people are actually 10.
yeah. Okay, this is weird. Would you rather live an extra 25 years or live a life without the need to sleep?
25 years.
I was
That's
gonna
a
say.
sleep. gimme.
Sleep is a gift, man.
No.
Yeah,
It says without the need to sleep, though, so that means you don't get tired.
yeah.
Yeah,
I think
but-
you
Yeah.
still
You-
can.
Whenever I
sleep,
wake
you
up
just
from a
don't
good
have
night's
to.
sleep, whether I was tired when I went to bed or not, is just such a refreshing feeling.
I mean, if you always feel refreshed like that, yeah, I'm absolutely not going to
Although at the same
I'm gonna live
time,
without
like,
sleep.
you know how much more you could get done in your life if you never had to
Absolutely.
sleep? You could get
It's
25 years worth
it's
of
a
work
third
done.
of your life.
See, but I would argue
Yeah.
that just as
Yeah.
you could get just as much done if you never sleep than you could with the extra 25 years.
Yeah, because if you live an extra
Yeah.
25 years, you won't be able to do the same stuff that you would when you were younger.
Right, like I would not want to be 100. Like if I lived just stay to be 100 and I had to live to be 125, that quality of life would be not great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm-
All you'd get done is
No
sleep.
sleep. I'll give up my
No
naps.
sleep. As long as I think you're right,
Well,
Gary.
yeah,
It says
yeah, you
without
still
the
have the
need to
availability.
sleep.
Right.
You can
Yeah,
still
you can still
sleep. You just
sleep.
don't have to.
Yeah, I changed my answer.
No.
Okay, so it's
Yes.
actually closer than you'd think. What are your guesses? What
I'm saying sleep.
the need without the need to sleep one, but what percentage do you think said
55,
without the need to sleep?
55, 45.
Ooh,
54.
Dill?
I said 55, 45.
52. You guys are pretty close.
We
That's-
wouldn't have we wouldn't have won on the Price is Right though.
Yeah. That's interesting though. I figured it would be the other way around.
Well, see, because like immediately whenever I heard it, I was like, yeah, an extra 25 years.
This
Then
is a
when you
good
think
one.
about it,
This is a
like,
good one. For the rest of your life, would you rather taste the same flavor of food or taste nothing ever again?
Taste nothing ever again. Because then I'd actually start eating healthy and eat shit that I don't like. I'd get in better shape. But if unless if everything tasted like sweet hot wings, maybe. If I pick the flavor, that's a tough one.
Yeah,
I'm
but
saying-
I'm
you
saying
might get
nothing,
sick
though.
of that flavor after a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, but to your point, if it's something that you like you said, sweet hot wings, if you could eat a salad or something that, like you mentioned, is healthy and
Yeah.
taste that same
Kale.
flavor that you like,
If I could eat spinach leaves and it tasted like sweet hot wings.
I
gonna
just
say
argued.
No flavor.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, no flavor. I argued for the other, but I'm going with no flavor.
I would rather have at least like one taste, because could you imagine like never tasting anything? I
Do you-
don't know. It
Do you
would-
ever
still feel
had a
the
salad?
texture?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's just the taste. Like, you can still have nerves in your mouth.
Can you taste like morning breath when you wake up?
Ew, what if
know.
that was the taste you were stuck with?
You didn't get to pick.
Well, that's not a flavor of food. You can't eat morning breath.
Beg to differ.
All right. Well, you guys all three said taste nothing.
Yeah.
So what do you think? What do you think the rest of the world said? We should have been doing this from the start.
73-27.
I'm saying
Next.
the world said 70% for one flavor.
Okay. Minute.
68% for one flavor.
Dill.
You're killing me, Minnigh.
73 one flavor.
81% of the
Ooh.
world would rather taste one flavor of food.
Wow.
Yeah. So next time we do this, we're just gonna like answer and then guess what the rest of the world said. Because other than that, we were just kind of blabbering, which I know is kind of the show, but.
We were
You mean we
rambling.
were-
Welcome to Ramble on the Mountain.
Ramble on. All right, we got another. Yeah, I mean, I know you're not surprised, but we got another copyright claim.
Good. Keep them coming.
Oh,
They're
well.
closer to dying than we are, so.
Their trademark might be up before we're dead.
Oh, okay. This one I feel like is self-explanatory. If you had to have one in your bedroom, would you rather have a complete stranger that cuddles with you, or have a non-stop screaming 7-year-old?
Oh,
Wait, can you
stranger.
repeat the question?
It said if you had to have one in your bedroom, would you rather have a complete stranger that cuddles with you, or have a non-stop screaming 7-year-old?
You'd never sleep
Cuddles.
with a 7-year-old. I mean,
Yeah.
not that you would sleep with a 7-year-old, but you would not be able to fall asleep having a screaming 7-year-old in your bedroom.
So far, we've talking about drinking and driving and sleeping with 7-year-olds. This is not a great episode.
All right, yeah,
I'm just kidding.
How many people said the 7-year-old?
It's
27% of the people said the 7-year-old.
How many pedophiles use that app?
27%.
Yeah, it's got to be a stranger.
Yeah.
All right, last one, and then we'll move on to the next one. Okay, this is pretty good. Would you rather lose an arm and one foot, or lose a leg and one hand? Dill's doing the math. I can see him.
I don't know. Yeah.
I'm trying to think what I can do either way. Either
I
way,
think
you lose.
An arm is kind of useless without a hand, but I could still walk with a foot,
Yeah.
with missing a
A
foot.
nub.
So I think I'm gonna go missing an arm
Go ahead.
and one foot. So
Okay. Minnigh.
I don't know. That's tough. I mean, I think you would just adapt to it either way. I don't really have one that's preferable.
Yeah, I think they both suck pretty bad, but which one sucks less?
Well, I have a question. Can you pick off how much of your arm or leg you could lose? Or is
no,
it the
we're
whole
saying
thing?
It just
from the
says-
shoulder down or the hip down.
Yeah, definitely leg.
It just, yeah.
You're
See,
losing a leg, or you're keeping a leg.
Keeping the leg,
Yeah,
losing the foot.
You'd rather lose the arm and one foot.
yeah.
Yeah.
You can
I'm
still
the
walk.
same way, because
Yeah.
I feel like getting a prosthetic foot would be a lot easier than trying to use a prosthetic hand. At least with like today's
That's
technology.
what I said. Like an arm is kind of useless without the hand, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
the same way.
That was
All
a
right.
good one. That was better than
So-
we thought.
So who said the first one? The arm and foot.
I don't think anyone
Losing
did.
an arm and a foot. Yes.
Yes.
That one,
So-
yeah, or yeah, that's the one.
That's
Yes,
all of us.
Okay.
all these appendages. I'm really
What do you
confused.
think? What do you think the world said?
I don't know, because it's still
60 for the
confusing me.
arm.
I think this is close to even. I'm gonna say like 53-47.
Which ones get which
Um,
number?
The one
The
that
one
we
we
said.
picked,
He's just guessing numbers.
60%.
The one we picked has the 53.
Yes.
Flip it around. You had it on the dot, Minnigh. It was 47% arm and one foot, 53% leg and one hand.
That's wild.
Yeah, I thought it was the other way around. All right.
I like
Moving on. Yeah, I like that that format, though. We'll have to do that one again sometime.
Wow.
People watching the show, let us know if you enjoyed it as well and what you would do. All right, next ad. Bob, would you rather go or me?
that. I'll go ahead and get it done.
All righty, go
her
ahead
done.
and get her done.
Make it sound like a chore.
Make it sound like what?
A chore.
A chore.
Like sweeping and mopping.
I'll read the whole thing
Grocery
like
shopping.
I'm depressed.
I was gonna say it sounded like a beat coming there.
You want me to read the whole thing like I'm sad?
No.
Sure, do what you want.
That was
It's your ad.
50-50. Garrett,
This is your business.
Just read it, man.
Read the ad.
You're Bob Smiley, not Bob.
You're straight on Bob
Face.
Smiley.
Bob depressed.
Bob frowns. All right. Bob Smiley's Woodworking offers personalized, handmade woodworking products of any type, ranging from small country decor to custom wooden flags and even rustic furniture. Find something you like on Pinterest that you'd like to have in your humble abode, screenshot it. Something you see out in public, snap a quick pic and send any ideas to Bob to get exactly what you're looking for. And don't forget about the Bob Smiley lifetime guarantee, which Ben, who is not at his desk, is actually going to take advantage of that guarantee and have me fix his West Virginia sign that he got. Hands down the greatest guarantee offered on any product.
I'm sorry.
You good?
I got some air in that last drink of tea. Proceed,
A little
Bob.
air bubble.
Take it easy. Take it
Man,
easy,
we're-
cuz.
Sorry, dude. We're butchering this ad.
It's alright. Just go to facebook.com/BobSmiles if you want any good woodworking.
Hit me up if you want the wood.
Dill knows his wood.
All right.
Sorry about that, boys.
You're
Yeah, you're
good.
good, dude. It's just funny. All right, moving on to our next segment, we have come to another top 10 list. Last time I gave the boys the list ahead of time. This time we're going to try, I'm reading it to them, and the first time I read it to them, that's the first time they're hearing it. So the topic is the top 10 best Nickelodeon TV shows.
Oh, brother. I already know what number one is in my book.
So I'm going to list the options. So
Can we
the
write
first,
them down as we go?
yeah, so I was going to say, if
Let's
you got a
go.
pen and paper, if you want to use your phone, whatever you guys want to do. If you need to get anything, let me know. Oh, look at
writing
Minnigh.
utensil.
Good
your knife?
answer.
Do I have what?
Do you have your knife again?
Go to.
I already have number 1 and 2 written down. I don't even need to hear you explain it. I know what 1 and 2 are.
Forgot to write down what website I got the list from, but I want to say it's called just like top 10s, because after we did the other one, Mackie sort of pointed out to me some very glaring, like, wrong answers, so I don't trust Listverse anymore. And they don't have that very many top 10s. They just have like 10 things. They're not like top 10. This website, they actually showed like people voted on it, and this one had a crap ton of votes. So it's like, and I figured it would tie along into us since we were all 90s Nickelodeon generation. All right, so top 10 best Nickelodeon TV shows. Your first answer is iCarly.
What order are we going in?
All right, Gert.
So I'm just ready to
Gert,
blurt it out.
where are you gonna put it and why?
iCarly number 5, because I feel like for like that tail end of the first decade of 2000s, it was like really quality content, but Nickelodeon put out so much better stuff prior to that, so it was high
Yeah.
for its time, but not
We
in
referenced
the
it at the
all-time
beginning.
ranking. So iCarly number 5.
All right, Minnigh.
I'm going to go one spot under you, Boog. I'm going to say 6. iCarly was the last great Teen Nick show.
Facts.
That's
Casey.
That's not an opinion. That's a fact.
Yeah.
I'm bumping up to number 4. It's
Ooh.
probably just a personal thing, but as you guys know, Crazy Steve was my idol for a while.
Because you look like him.
Wait,
There's literally pictures that Casey looked like Crazy Steve.
My
It's the
first
same
two Facebook
actor.
pictures.
That's
were
not from
Crazy
iCarly.
Steve.
It's the same actor. Spencer.
I thought you meant
Crazy
like
Steve.
the character. I
What
thought
is
you
his
meant
name?
the character.
No, Spencer.
What was his name?
I know who you're talking about.
Spencer.
I don't know his
No,
name.
Jerry
I
Trainer?
know.
Jerry Trainer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I was gonna say I know who you're talking about, but I thought you meant the actual just character. I was like, that's not iCarly.
No, that
Alright.
just bumps it up for me because he was in there.
So 4, 5,
Next.
6.
All right. Next answer. Hey Arnold.
Ooh.
Gert. Where are you
Hey
putting
Arnold.
Hey Arnold?
Number 3.
Ooh.
Ooh.
It's the second best animated series that Nickelodeon's ever made, second to SpongeBob SquarePants.
Facts. Minnigh.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. I'm gonna say 4. It was very high in the 90s, and to be fair, it had a movie. So usually, if a series has a movie made with it, it's pretty quality. So I'm gonna say 4.
Okay. Dill.
I'm opposite. I'm going 6. I wasn't a big fan, I'm not going to lie.
Okay. All right. Next. SpongeBob SquarePants.
That's not even a question.
Gert.
I gotta say number 1. I guess it's the best show that I've ever seen, and it's just iconic. It came out 20 years ago and still going strong. I don't necessarily like the new episodes, but obviously it still has.
It's got that longevity.
Yeah, so I respect that.
Understandable. Minnigh.
Number 1. It's the longest running one ever. It's got to be number 1.
Yeah. Casey.
Number 1, best show ever.
I was gonna say if I had to answer, so I'll give my answers along the way, just sort of shorthanded. I have the answers, so it's kind of not fair. But I would have put number 1 simply like when reasoning alone that, like you said, Minnigh, it's the longest show. It's had the most chances for people to see it. So
2
it's
movies.
like exposure. Yeah. All right, next one. A personal favorite. Avatar: The Last Airbender.
I forgot about that one. I didn't know his name.
Bug.
I'm gonna say number 7. I feel like obviously I'm not seeing everything that's on this list, but there has to be a few more ahead of that. It was a quality show, so it doesn't rank that low. Number like 10, 9, or 8.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I mean, it still has a big following. Like, people would lose their shit if it came back out. So
Yeah.
There was rumors of that.
Minnigh.
I'm gonna say 8, and that's a little bit. Personally, I wasn't a huge fan of it myself, but I feel like Avatar got big kind of after its airing. I don't feel like it was ever huge when it was actually out, but people really kind of latched on after it was done.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So 8.
I feel like I watched more reruns than I did when it was actually
Yeah.
on.
That's fair. I've seen the series like 6 times, so it's not very fair to me. It would be my number 1, but all right. Next one, Invader Zim.
Really?
Casey, did you give that a ranking?
Now, to be
No.
fair, I'm gonna. Oh, sorry. What'd you
It's
say?
alright. I put it at 8th with Minnigh too.
Okay. So I looked up the. I'm on the site where I found it. I know somewhere I saw that you could see the votes for where they were, or like why they got the number that they did, but I can't find it right now on my phone, so I apologize. Maybe I'll try to find it while I'm editing.
Not
just
a
to put,
big
like-
deal.
Yeah. But I know that it was voted on by like this is one of the ones that had like the most votes on the site. Bug, Invader Zim. Where are you gonna
Invader
put it?
Zim. I really wasn't a fan. I do know somebody this
Same.
would be their number 1. Nick Miller over at Stuff Among Other Things. I know he's a huge
Hey.
fan. So just because of him, I'm gonna put it at 6 because I got to keep 4 and 2 open for something else. I know there's something good in there. So Invader Zim number 6.
Okay. Minnigh.
I'm gonna say 9. I liked it when it was on, but it seemed like it was not on long. I feel like it was very short. So I'm gonna just say on like the longevity alone 9.
Okay. Dill, where are you putting Invader Zim?
I'm putting it at the end. I'm going 10. I honestly don't think I've ever watched a whole episode of that show.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of it. I know there are some people that like. Excuse me.
It was
it's like a cult classic.
It was. That's the best word. I was gonna use that and didn't. Cult classic
Yeah.
is the word I would use for that. 2 words.
All right. Next one. I know this is a personal favorite for most of us. Jimmy Neutron.
Jimmy Neutron. I'm gonna go Jimmy Neutron number 4. It obviously
Strong.
Yeah, it's very strong, but I'm pretty sure there's one more on this list, and I have to save it for number 2. But Jimmy Neutron was a favorite.
Okay. Minnigh?
I absolutely loved Jimmy Neutron growing up, but I'm going to say 5 because I think I know what 2 and 3 are, and I've already have a 4, so I'm going to say 5.
Okay. Casey?
I'm putting it at 5 as well. Whenever I was first thinking about this list, I completely forgot about cartoons, and my mind is just racing right now. So.
Oh my gosh. What number did you say? I'm sorry, I missed.
5.
5?
There's
okay.
no cartoons on Nickelodeon.
Yeah, none.
The first thing that pops into my head whenever, well, I'll just
Those
wait.
romantic
Yeah.
comedies.
I think we're on the same page, Dill.
Yeah.
All right. The next one, and this is another personal favorite of mine, Danny Phantom.
Oh man.
Such a good show.
Phantom.
Gonna catch 'em all, 'cause he's Danny Phantom. I am the box ghost.
Beware.
Boog.
Danny Phantom, I wasn't a huge fan of. I don't know why.
Cutting me deep.
Yeah, I'm sorry. And honestly,
You're good.
though, I would rank it above Avatar. We're going to come back to our list, right?
Yeah, you'll have a chance at the end.
For the time being, I'm just going to put it at number 8.
Okay. Minnigh?
I'll say 7. Kind of in that little, gray area.
Yeah. Dill?
I'm gonna put it at 9, even though it was on my list. It would be much higher, but I feel like it didn't get near as big of a following as
Same
other
thing
shows.
with. I feel like same thing with
agree.
Avatar. It got big
Yeah,
after it was done.
Yeah, hella reruns for Danny Phantom too.
So good. Oh, man, I wish they'd continue that one. All right. 3 more. And I am very confident you guys are going to feel like you just got the rug swept out from under you. This is such a good list. This is such a good one. All right, next one. Drake and Josh.
There we
Number
go.
2. It's my second favorite show from Nickelodeon behind SpongeBob. So this
Such
is a very
good one.
personal list for me. I don't even know if I'm trying to rank them at this point.
Well, but kind of interesting to that. You can do it personally and just sort of see where you line up with. I mean, I don't know who voted on these.
Yeah.
I know there was a lot of voters, and I really wish I could get the numbers on it. But you could see where you kind of fall in with the rest of the
Yeah.
population.
But I mean, all 3 of us ranked iCarly fairly high. Without Drake and Josh, there's no iCarly.
Oh, God.
So
I just
Right.
ripped my headphones out.
shout out Dan Schneider.
Yeah.
I didn't hear any of that. I apologize.
It's okay.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with 10, but I'm also gonna have to
Oh,
rearrange.
yeah.
No. I'm gonna have to
Okay,
rearrange
okay.
because I'm. It's not
Minnigh.
10. It's got to be higher than that. I have to rearrange.
He's just
Screw
saving
those
spots.
guys.
Yeah.
Megan was
sake of
right
it.
all along.
For the sake of the argument.
Megan.
Yeah,
Casey.
I'm going 2 as well. Second best, right behind SpongeBob.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Last 2. The next. The Rugrats.
Ooh,
Shit.
yeah.
I forgot about Rugrats.
Uh,
Just because I only have these 2 spots left, I can't put Rugrats at 10 because that's just an injustice. So number 9, Rugrats, but it will
Okay.
be much higher in the re-ranking.
Okay. Minnigh.
2. I wrote that one down. I'm gonna rearrange my list, but I have a solid 1 and 2 with SpongeBob and the Rugrats.
Okay.
And
Casey.
I'm going with 3. I can't put it at 7. That's all the
Yeah?
explaining I got. Yeah. I was trying to think
right.
of something else to explain myself.
And Gert.
He already
Already
did.
said
it.
it.
Yeah, sorry.
Good
How
God.
about the last cartoon?
All right. And the last entry on our list. The Fairly Odd Parents.
Yeah, I
Oh.
figured. Yeah.
My sister just sent me a gif of that this morning.
It's
Gert?
the only spot left, and it's number 10, and that's not where it's going to stay. So
Yeah.
it was one of my favorites. The Jimmy Timmy Power Hour where they had the swap.
Oh my god, yes.
Freaking
The boldest
Oh
crossover
my
of our
God.
generation.
Yes.
All right, Minnick.
I like I said, I had a solid 1 and 2 with SpongeBob. I almost put Fairly Odd Parents 3, but I just had to make sure it was on the list, so I kept 3 open for it to the end. 3.
Okay.
Nice. My last spot was 7. And how long do we have to rearrange these?
Now that they've given us all of our answers, the 3 gentlemen you see are going to have the chance to, like I said, go back and reorder them and address them the way that they think they would had they had it right there in front of them. So here's an interesting thing I might throw in. Coming in at number 11, 12, 13, I'll do like the top 5 runner-ups. So
In order?
number 15 on this list was Zoe 101.
Good. She's
Another great show.
That was alright.
Yeah, this is what I'll do. This as you guys, because I still can't find the numbers, but as you guys are reorganizing, I'm going to go through the top runner-ups.
Was that 15, you said?
That was 15. 15
Okay.
was Zoe 101. Number 14, this is one I never really watched, the Ren and Stimpy show.
Yeah, it's because it was too much it was an adult show.
Yeah.
Fun fact, Nickelodeon had to pull it because it was not kid-friendly.
Really?
Uh-huh.
All right, number 13. This is one I never really watched it a lot, but I love, like, as a designer and an artist, like, I love the animation style. But Rocco's Modern Life.
Oh, great show.
So 90s, and like
Great show.
the animation is just so cool, and
That's one I grew up on.
interesting show in general. Number 12, Victorious.
yes.
It's a newer one, but it's up there. It was very successful.
It helped create
I loved it.
Ariana Grande.
Yeah,
I think her
Thank you,
parents did
Jesus.
All right. Then number 11 was Ned's Declassified School Survival
Oh.
Guide.
that.
Good
Could
one.
Good
that
show.
could be higher.
That was a
Good
good
show.
show.
That could
Yeah.
crack
I
the top
loved
10.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a good show.
It was almost there, one away. Starting at number 10, and this one's going to go pretty quick. I'm just going to keep a tally on the screen like I did last time. Maybe try out a new format. But number 10, iCarly.
Oh, what the sources is this from?
It's just a website called the Top Tens. You can go and
Wrong,
read
we're
it
done.
yourself.
We don't even need to read the rest of the 9.
All right, number 9. Did you guys get? None of you guys got 10, did you?
No.
I changed it to Invader Zim, no.
No, I changed it to Avatar.
Number 9, Jimmy Neutron.
Oh,
Can you send us the links so we can go in and vote for this to try to switch it around?
Yeah, literally just search top 10 Nickelodeon shows. And
I'm going to
it's
create
the first
fake
link.
accounts. Going
Just
to
the
create
top
fake
10
accounts
stuff.
for this. This is ridiculous.
Bunch of burner accounts.
Number
just to
8.
get this right.
Danny Phantom.
Ooh,
that's where I had that.
I
same.
had that at 9, actually, in my re-rank, so not too far off.
It stayed
Close.
at 8 for me. One
Yeah.
both.
I know, like, if this were a personal list, that would be much higher for me. It was a
Yeah.
good show, but I agree. It wasn't very well. I mean, it was well accepted, but it wasn't. It's like the top 5 on here, not even close to the amount of like attention that those shows got.
I
and
can
rightfully
only
so.
imagine what that is.
Yeah.
7.
Number 6
7.
or 7, sorry. Number 7 is Hey Arnold.
Hey!
That's
Oh.
what I re-ranked. I think when you said "Hey Arnold" earlier, I got caught up in nostalgia a little bit, and then you started
Yeah.
rattling off some other animated series. Like Casey said, he kind of forgot about some of them. So
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty fair. Like I said, it was very well accepted, and like it was a good show, but like I said, it just wasn't the magnitude that
Yeah.
these other shows
Like-
were.
through the peak years of my childhood, there's others that rank much higher.
Yeah. All right, so that was number, what was that?
7. 7.
Okay,
You're
yeah,
on number
so-
6.
6.
Number 6. So, sorry, I don't have them numbered. I just have them like in a line. So
I have a list.
All right, number
The
6.
right list.
Invader Zim.
Nope.
Again, though,
Interesting.
not as big as the top 5, but a secret, like kind of sleeper. I was surprised it came in at 6. That's pretty.
That's where I
Yeah.
ranked it originally.
That's pretty big. Yeah. All right. The big five. Number 5. The Fairly Odd Parents.
Same.
3.
Bug, I want to see a picture of your list because yours and mine are probably pretty close.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly. All right. Number 4. The Rugrats.
I had 3.
Ooh.
Boo.
Same.
That is bullshit.
You got. That's exactly why I picked this one. It's so close to us, and you're gonna feel like you got slapped in the face.
That's ridiculous.
But again,
Ridiculous.
I'm gonna find the numbers on it, man. This
So-
is like
You're telling me Avatar's better
Yeah.
than the Rugrats?
Oh, holy.
Yeah, it's still on there. I
just wait.
That's
If it's number
ridiculous.
1, even if it's number 2, I'm gonna lose my.
It's not top 3.
This is just what
That's
this website
crazy.
said.
Like the Rugrats, all grown up when they were teenagers, kicks the
Okay.
out of Avatar.
But I don't know if that's like included in that either. I'd be
The
interested to
Rugrats
see.
had 2
Even then,
movies.
The
the
point I'm
regular
making
show
is-
kicks the shit out of it.
The regular
the
show's
regular
Cartoon
show-
Network.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's the point I was making though, was that
No way.
that like all grown up didn't even compare to the regular Rugrats, and I still think it slaps Avatar in the face.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Okay.
Avatar was a good show, but it was nothing. Rugrats, I could watch it right now, and it'd still be a good show.
I'd watch
Avatar, I
Rugrats.
probably wouldn't have as much interest in it.
You sound
I'd
like an
watch Rugrats
angry
over the
uncle right
Super Bowl.
now.
I am.
We kind of all do.
Avatar's
watch
the best show
Rugrats
ever
over
created. God, I'll tell you what.
It's bullshit.
Grew up on that.
All right, number 3. Drake and Josh.
Okay.
I can accept that, but I can't
That's
accept the
alright.
fact that Avatar's better.
That's
Would you have it at, Book, too?
Drake and Josh I had 2, yeah.
that's absurd.
Man, I think we have the same list.
That's absurd.
Pretty close.
All right, number 2.
I'm going to throw something, I swear.
I swear to God. Don't even. Don't
Avatar:
even.
The Last Airbender.
Okay.
Thank God.
And I will speak for it. I agree with you guys. I wouldn't even call it as good of a show as Rugrats or Drake and Josh. I think the history and the fanship alone of those shows, I think the mass population accepted those shows much more. But I will say, Avatar: The Last Airbender has, when you say cult classic, like, the people that love that show. And I think internationally, it was probably more well accepted than the other shows.
Yeah, that's a
were
good
in the
point.
United States.
Yeah.
That was probably around
That's
the
fair.
time where they started making, like, American shows like that more accessible in other parts
Yeah.
of the world. That's a
Yeah,
good
'cause
point.
I guarantee you, like, the other half of the world watched that show a lot
Yeah.
because it's almost like an anime.
That's literally the only reason, though. Because, like, just as much
Still,
as the show,
bullshit
like, I'm
reason,
not,
but
I'm not hating on the show. I just, there's no way. The Rugrats is a better show. That's just, I'm done.
This is so much fun.
Um,
And then number 1, the
SpongeBob.
untouched Titan,
Yeah.
SpongeBob SquarePants.
Yeah. You want to talk about
It's
an international
hands
show?
down. Yeah. Well, I mean, like you said, the longevity alone, like, it's a Titan, a Titan of TV. It's up there with like The Simpsons.
I
Oh,
still
it's-
watch SpongeBob.
All-time Titan of TV.
I don't have
not
cable,
just
so
not a Nickelodeon.
If you change
Titan.
your Netflix on, like, if you watch Netflix on your laptop and you use Google Chrome, you can change your country's place to where you can watch SpongeBob on Netflix.
yeah. I know.
Highly
It's-
recommend.
You're gonna get arrested.
No, it's legal.
I'll cut it. Don't
I
worry.
hope.
All right. So moving on from that, so I think that was
That was a good list.
just as good as I was hoping it to
I
be.
mean, it was a good activity list. I don't
Yeah.
necessarily agree with them.
The results were flawed.
And moving on from there, we have our final ad read from BBlue Design. I'm going to try to give it a little more pep since last time Mackie said I didn't do a good enough job. I realize
Go
I
for it.
tend to
Shout
mumble.
out Mackie.
Yeah, no, he did a good job, though. All right. Creativity and passion. That sounds kind of creepy.
Passion.
It sounded like one word.
Creativity and passion.
You gotta lick your lips. when
BBlue
you say
Design
passion.
is a small startup built around those two ideals. Custom graphics multimedia production, and more. If you have a need for a unique piece to better fit your brand, project, gift idea, or anything else, Blue Design is ready to take your graphic need from concept to creation. The best part, you don't have to pay a cent. The creators of Blue Design, that's me, have a passion to find the world and are ready and willing to work one-on-one with you to ensure your needs are met and exceeded. What are you waiting for? Reach out to them around by any of the following means. Facebook at facebook.com/BBlue Blue Designs. Instagram at Blue Design. Or email me with serious business inquiries at bluedesign@hotmail.com. Blue Design. Experience creativity.
That was a little ASMR there at the end. That got me soaking wet.
Thank you.
That's honestly
right.
probably the best ad read we've had.
Wow.
In 4 episodes.
We're getting more comfortable. You know.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow.
All right, so from the depths of Ask Reddit, I'm going to screenshot it so I can put it in the video later. What is something that is socially unacceptable in one situation, but completely normal in another? And I'd like to open up this one, if you don't mind, because something came to my brain immediately. And I don't know, I'm blanking on the word for it right now.
Could you read that back one more time? Is it in one setting? And different?
Yes.
It's socially acceptable in one setting, but completely in another, not in another.
What is something that is socially unacceptable in one situation, but completely normal in another?
Okay.
So, and I feel like, I can't remember the word for it, but I always get on this one when it comes to concerts with like young guy concerts, like a Justin Bieber concert when he was younger. It's completely normal and acceptable for like a 40-year-old woman to bring her kid and be like just drooling and sweating and fanning herself, losing her crap when she sees him walk, onto the stage. But if you flip the situation and then we're like a 16 to 18-year-old girl and you have some 40-year-old dad with his kid and he's, going crazy, losing his mind and being then it's inappropriate and he's creepy and a pervert. I know there's a word for that. It's a sociology
double standard
thing. Double standard. That's it. Thank you.
100%.
I think that's kind of what this question is. Like, what's not necessarily. There are some things that are different. That was just the first one that came to my mind.
Because
it always
different.
It drives me crazy. So, who's next?
I'll go. I'm actually going to stay in the concert realm, and I guess I'll broaden it out a little bit. But like, you guys have all been to rock shows, moshing. That is something that
True.
only happens at rock shows. Like,
I will say though.
Well, some concerts in general. Like, I know I have a buddy out here, Isaac. Shout out Isaac, who goes to a lot of EDM shows, and he says that they do it as well. So I mean, he's a big EDM fan, but like, you can't mosh at a funeral. Like, that's just
unless requested.
Yeah.
Please mosh at my funeral. But
that'd be so sad
like,
though.
Yeah, because there'd be 2 people moshing.
but like,
I'm gonna be gone
We'll already be dead.
Literally anywhere else you can't do that. It is very, very specific to one situation.
Yeah.
Or
Fair
two,
enough.
if you concerts.
I was gonna say I know like rap is starting to get more into that, like especially like the screaming rappers.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of becoming a thing.
My buddy
overseas,
Michael has turned
that's a
me
thing
on
too.
to it.
Like hip hop shows overseas, they mosh. So
Just a good time.
I have another buddy out here who's kind of turned me on a little bit to some of the like the new age rap of that whatnot.
all these young folks and their new age hip
Shout
hop
out
beats.
Michael. I don't know about any of it. I still listen to Ride the Lightning.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, Boog or Dill.
Mine is kind of weird. I don't know if it exactly fits in to the question, but I like to think when you're like driving through a city or a town and you see somebody running and you can't tell if they're running from something or running for exercise. Like, Do you know what I mean? Like, have you ever seen somebody, they're not dressed for, like, exercise, but they're running, and, like, I don't know, to me, like, you're supposed to walk places, like, unless, I mean, there's times where, like, I'll be running through campus to get to, like, because it's, like, I can either walk and be cold, or run and not be as cold for so long.
Yeah.
But, so, like, I don't know if you guys have ever seen that, like, you'll see somebody running and they're not dressed in, like, sweats or, like, a hoodie, they're, like, business casual, and it just
literally
looks
all across the streets of Cumberland.
Yeah.
Say
so
sometimes whenever if
just,
Waze takes me through the city to work, like I'll see people doing that all the time, especially because like exercise wear is changing too. Like it's not just.
But I mean, to see a guy in like a sweater vest and khakis like hauling down the street, like it makes me think something's wrong. So
yeah,
I think that's kind of socially unacceptable. But running
like public running.
Yeah.
Yeah. Public running.
Okay. It's okay if you're trying to catch a bus.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, Dill, close her out.
I don't think I thought in depth with this question at all, but the whole time you guys were talking, like,
can't wait.
I couldn't think of anything else. But like outside,
was all I could
think of.
Yeah.
Like, if you like, obviously here in West Virginia, like if I'm out in the garage, I'm not gonna take the time to take my shoes off and go inside just to take a leak. I'm gonna go around the corner of the garage and pee beside the bush.
Yeah.
That's a very
If you try to do
thing.
that in Cumberland, even in the middle of Fort Ashby, like, well, I don't know. In the middle of Fort Ashby, they probably wouldn't care. But if you were in a city or anything like that, you can get arrested for it, like public urination, public indecency, exposure, or whatever.
That's a good answer. Good answer. Good answer.
I mean, to kind of
I didn't think about it at all, but I had a great answer.
Like Ben kind of said about the cultural aspect of that, like I was literally just recently telling somebody that in my life I've probably outside more than I have in a bathroom. Like if I'm at my house, even if I'm in the living room and it's the same walk to go outside as it is the bathroom. I mean, you guys have been here. I normally go outside and like that's just kind of how I was raised.
More satisfying.
Yeah.
If I have tea on the way home from work, as soon as I pull in, I'll get in between mine and Mike's car and take a leak rather than going inside.
See, I've done that when I get home drunk, but that's about it.
It's definitely a cultural thing because I worked an event with Jerry West, the famous basketball player, like the NBA logo, and he asked me where the bathroom was, so I was telling him, and he's like, "Well, I'll just go take a leak outside," and I was like,
"Sure,
what?" But he's from West Virginia.
Led with that.
But he's from West Virginia. So, like, he sees it, we see it different. Like, it just doesn't bother us. We don't care.
I'm sure there's other places that do too, but...
Exactly. Yeah. It's a very, like, rural thing. If you grew up in an urban area, you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
What a freak.
He's either drunk or or homeless. So.
Well, before we moved, we used to live in Ridgely. We live out, which is, like, actually, like, a little neighborhood. We don't have neighbors so much now, but when we first moved down here, one of our neighbors asked my dad, because, like, I would go off my front porch, and I was, like, 4 years old. I mean, if you get offended by a 4-year-old wiener, like, you need to just calm down.
Honestly,
I think you should probably be offended. You shouldn't, like...
I could just imagine driving
Right, but, like, if you're like, oh, my God, like, that person's parents are horrible. Like, if it's, like, that kind of situation, but, like...
Shut up. Don't try to coach parenting.
Yeah, so, like, the guy jokingly asked, he's like, yeah, you know, your son's still off the front porch and laughing, and he's like, yeah, I got him trained to shit in the backyard, too. So, I just thought that was a funny little story to share.
Yeah. That was a good one. I like that one.
Shout out Grant.
Yeah. All right.
That's awesome.
So with that, we're about an hour and 15 in. I think there's plenty of content right there, and
sure.
And we'll skip through some stuff.
I think those of you watching are really going to enjoy this one.
Oh, yeah.
It's a doozy.
Stay tuned. I don't know if people like the live format or this format better, but next weekend, or next show, we're looking at possibly having another live event. So if you enjoyed that, make sure you tune in. If you like this, watch this too. But we're also going to have a new guest in our next episode, so be ready.
Kinky.
With that being said, I'll go ahead and close her out unless one of you guys...
Hey, whoa. We're going to have 2 new guests.
Okay.
Yeah.
2 new guests.
I don't even know who the other one is.
Yeah, see. Apparently, News does. No, I got you. All right.
Are you cloning yourself?
You'll see.
No. Well, he's actually going to be there this time.
Yeah, he's just
Yeah.
making up for last time.
No, that's good. All right.
All right.
Ladies and
good.
gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in once again. It's crazy to think that this is our 4th episode, and we're already halfway through our designated season. We're going to have probably 8 episodes. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, post a comment, let us know what you thought about the questions, if you agree with the top 10 list, or if you're as enraged as the other folks on the show. What were your answers to the either.io? What is your socially normal and not normal situation? Feedback, anything like we said, let us know. We want to hear from everyone and what they have to say.
Absolutely.
Any future ideas too?
Yeah.
Yes.
And
As you can
other-
see, we're always looking for segments and stuff to do different. So
Yeah. So make sure you hit us up, whether it be social media, in the comments, through a text message if you have our numbers, anything. We were very grateful. And make sure you tune in next time to the Ramble on the Mountain video podcast.
Whoa!
Beautiful.
Bye.
Horns down.
Bye.
ooh.